So check me out. If you guys can see, here's a tunnel. Amazing. You know, amazing. The things I used to make versus now. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're located. I want to just stay similar to my brand, obviously. Keep it to my brand. And here we are, George Washington's house in Barbados. Did you even know he came to Barbados at some point? I did. I just forgot. But I was doing some research here on museums in Barbados. What can I look at? What can I observe? What will I like? And this is something I'm going to go inside and share with everyone. So here we are today in the hot heat of Barbados. George Washington's house. Yeah, okay. George Washington came here. Why did he come here? Good morning, everybody. Hey, man, I just got a rolling video going on, but I'll make some edits when I can. How much is it?
It'd be 20 US per person.
Okay. Man, I like George Washington, though, man. I'm sure everybody comes in here and says that.
Not everybody, but most people, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
George Washington was the man. In many ways. To come to Barbados, he's definitely the man. They didn't have carnival those days, right?
Yeah, no, not yet. Not yet.
What year did carnival start? After Arrow freed everybody. That's a good answer. I know my Barbadian history. What's a garrison mean?
The garrison is the area, because this is where the British military would have occupied back in that time. So yeah, this was their
a garrison equals a military area. That's what garrison means.
I don't think that's the
meaning,
but so, actually I think so.
Garrison is like an English word for military, something to do with army and military.
Essentially.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm into the museum and I'm fully allowed to show you things. So I'm going to show you things, flip the camera around, enough looking at me. And now it's time to give you guys the news. What am I looking at here? What are we looking at here? I'll tell you what we're looking at. We are looking at, it's a well and a windmill. This is a windmill apparently. And here's a well. Oh, sorry, watermill. Gotta do better. Oh yeah. Check out some old school plumbing. You know I love me some plumbing. This is a bathhouse made for not tall people. I don't know how George Washington went in here. Everybody knows he was a tall man. Bathhouse, 1717. Man, this is a spacious bathroom. I'm sure everything went on in here, but it's nice that one bathhouse has been preserved. Respect. What's the next? Oh, the beauty. This is called the main house. This is the cinema. So technically the story starts here soon. I think I'm gonna go check out the cinema first. It's a 16-minute film. You know, talking about George Washington, of course. So I want to do that before and get my thoughts together for this video. Here's the cinema entrance. I believe someone may be in there right now, but for now, just show you what's going on. Are you telling me Bill Clinton? Ha! Bill Clinton. So we obviously all know, okay, we've all heard it before, out of many, one people. All right, so what this one is talking about, Barbados, South Carolina, and the connection is how, you know, South Carolina back in the day, Charleston, along with Boston and Baltimore, was the top shipping facilities for the United States. They're saying here that with sugar, there was a connection with West Africans and the British and sugar out there in South Carolina. And Black and white Barbadians were able to take with them cultural attributes that were invaluable to the creation of the new colony of South Carolina in 1670. All right, so that's the first thing. This next thing I'm reading is very interesting. They talk about Barbados, Jamaica, and Antigua. So these places were involved in intercolonial trade, okay? Carolina sent lumber and provisions to the Caribbean in exchange for molasses and rum. If you know what molasses is, drop it in the comments, please. People need to know. Everybody knows that the rum here is very interesting and very good. But outside of that, they discuss how at some point illegal pirate trade began with the Spanish in Florida. Everybody knows Florida is a Spanish place. That's why it ends in an A, Florida. And, you know, it was bought by the United States at some point, etc., etc. or taken. But they were saying that they started doing business in St. Augustine, Florida. So what did you know? Barbados was actually trading in Florida as well. I don't have to read far into this to start smiling. So they talk about since Columbus's first voyage, Spain controlled the entire Caribbean. That is true. And of course, they start talking about sugar. Then they go on to say that the first serious English attempt was on the island of Barbados, the most eastern island of the Caribbean. Soon afterwards, we all know what happened: South America, Puerto Rico, things, etc., etc. But I did not know Barbados is actually the most eastern island. It kind of makes sense. We're close by to many other places, but Barbados is all the way out here. It's really far from Miami. And the rest of it just goes on to talk about French and English ventures, Guadeloupe, Martinique, economic success of Virginia, they're talking about here, including cotton and indigo. They didn't do so well with sugar cane in the beginning because they had an incomplete understanding. That soon changed. The Dutch West India Company, we know who they are, and the Dutch East India Trading Company, you should know who they are too if you're from where I'm from. The Dutch eventually flee from here, and it was the start of the sugar revolution at some point. So it's a lot to take in at one time, but there's slavery involved, sugar involved, um, physical infrastructure, and 2 centuries of sugar was a moneymaker for the Caribbean. By the time of the American Revolution, well over 1 million slaves, African descendants were laboring sugar plantations in the West Indies. The Haitian Revolutions, big up Haiti, Sac Basse. The British emancipated their slaves in 1838. The French and the Danes followed the same in 1848. But slavery did not disappear from the Caribbean until the manumission of slaves in Cuba and Puerto Rico in the 1880s. So again, shout out Puerto Rico, shout out Cuba, shout out Latin America. Everybody knows the deal. If you want to come to Barbados, just fly from Miami. So of course, there's a lot of reasons to not love George Washington. I'll give you one reason. He owned slaves. But outside of that, he came to Barbados and he caught a sickness and he was able to obviously recuperate to health. Now he had that antibodies for whatever was to come for the American Revolution as well as the presidency. So shout out Barbados for helping America. Okay, check out the beautiful home as we walk in. The thing about this beautiful home is that it was centrally located. You can see the port from here. This is, standard housing. Beautification obviously has been done here. But everything else seems very natural, no? But the location of the house, as a realtor and attorney, everybody knows this. Location's everything. So the location of this home is really, I think, the prized part about it. They said it wasn't very big. To me, this house is huge. Check out the big doors, big windows. Museum exhibits are up there, but here's the kitchen. Check out the kitchen. If everybody who's known me a long time will know, my first job was cooking. Check out these beautiful cabinets. Not cabinets, but shelves. Pantry, standard pantry. Yeah, I'm about to show you guys something that all my Indians are gonna love. Check this out. Man, old school Laltin. You're checking out the roof. I wonder if there's leaks. Again, this is the kitchen. These are cool little items. It's in every single kitchen. As you can see, it's laid out nicely. All right, now let's go to the second floor up here. You telling me these stairs are from the 1700s? And they creak less than my dad's stairs? You gotta be kidding me. So, here's some more stuff here. This is what the world looked like at the time, I would think. So you got India. And if you know, we're from over here, Patna. Who sees Patna? And Pushkar is a place over here in Bihar. But look at Delhi. We need to see more. Ooh, air conditioning. So first thing is, look, push to enter museum. I'm everywhere. So check out the museum. I'm just gonna do my own reading. You come check out the museum on your own time. All right? I think that's my boy George. Let's go sit next to him. Have a seat next to young George. Okay, let's talk to the young George for a little bit. Hey, young George, how you doing?
October 7th, 1751.
Saw many fish swimming about us, of which a dolphin we catched a brew, but could not entice with a baited hook. Two barracudas which played under our stern for some hours. The dolphin, being small, we had it dressed for supper.
2,000 years later.
October 7th,
Oh,
1751.
that's enough.
Saw many fish swimming about us, which a dolphin.
Let me get out of here, man. This guy George Washington has a heck of a journal. Staying away from there. So anyways, as you guys know, George Washington didn't do social media, but he kept a nice little journal about everything. Okay, moving away from all that. There's some guns. Garrison. We don't know what the garrison means. This is what a garrison is, okay? It's our boy. What a connection. All right, just know, Barbados has a connection with us. Now let me get out of here. George Washington. He's still talking, George Washington. Thank you, George Washington. Hey, George. I'll see you around, bro. Get me out of here. I want to get out of here. It's too much information. Look at the beauty. Yeah, I almost got bored there. All right, let's check it out now. See what else? Seen the main house, I've seen the kitchen. I think I've seen it all now. Oh, tunnels. I don't know what there is to see with tunnels. We're gonna go check it out, man. We gotta get out of here. Time to go check out the tunnel and then leave. It's a cafe. A cafe maybe when I'm done with all this. Time to check out the little tunnel ski. You know who's good at building tunnels? The Dutch. Remind me to tell you about the Dutch one day and how they build tunnels. But for now, I've got a little bit of courage to go down here. It's kind of gross. Oh, heck no. I am not going down this tunnel. No way. Jose. Oh my God, I'm actually kind of scared. So check me out. If you guys can see, here's a tunnel. I'm sure it was very important, and I'm sure I can do my research on the tunnel, but I don't want to. Come check it out on your own time. Amazing. You know, amazing. The things I used to make versus now. I have a new construction home, okay, in Tampa, Florida, near Tampa, Florida. They don't build like this anymore, okay? This tunnel reminds me of India almost. Architects. Their school's harder than law school, than becoming a doctor. Try becoming an architect. I can understand why you don't ever want to come here at all. You don't have to go upstairs. You don't have to come check this house. History can be written by anybody. But at the end of the day, it's about money. And that's what it's all about. And, you know, the history, the French, the English, whatever, the Dutch, whatever it took to get here was a money-making thing. And I could see why you don't want to go into a plantation home. So, yeah, it's called George Washington's house, but it's really a plantation and a symbol of slavery. To each his own. Come check it out if you want to. Like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Peace out.